Modern Warfare stands alone.
And get ready for a 10-year Anthem.
This is Screenplay Daily News.
It's the 21st of June, I'm Nick.
And I'm Steph, and here's what we deemed newsworthy.
There have been more rumors dropped about a potential Call of Duty Modern Warfare remaster standalone release. Initially pitched exclusively as an extra content bonus around the launch of Infinite Warfare, there is compelling new evidence to suggest that the remaster will receive a boxed copy standalone launch very soon, with some leaks suggesting June 27th. This is coming from the fact that there are retail people who have been posting pictures of the game shrink-wrapped with a release date sort of surrounding it and stuff.
Yeah, and I love how there's speculation as to whether these are fake or not. Like, who would go to the trouble of, like, faking the cover of a game, shrink wrapping it?
How do you shrink wrap something if you don't have the shrink wrap tools yourself?
Yeah, to the specific, you know, with the little tiny edges.
Is it glad wrap and then you just sort of burn the edge? Would that do the job?
No.
No, that wouldn't do the job
But
at all.
regardless, for something like this, who would go to the trouble to fake that? And why?
The internet, that's who. I mean, so this was originally tied to Infinite Warfare to make sure that people bought Infinite Warfare. When Infinite Warfare came out, it seemed like there was more chatter and excitement about the remaster than actual Infinite Warfare. And it worked, because Infinite Warfare ended up being the best-selling game of last year. But there was no way this was not going to be a standalone release.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they can make too much money off it.
You're just leaving money on the table in glad wrap with a burnt edge if you don't actually release the game for everyone else.
I don't think that's how shrink wrapping works.
I'm saying that's how you fool people. You wrap it up in the glad wrap and then you burn the edge.
All right, well, you can try, and we'll see how authentic it looks. Moving on, Australian Overwatch pro players are set to take the world stage from home in the Sydney World Cup group stage. It has been revealed that Blank Esports will represent Australia at the upcoming Overwatch World Cup group stage, Sydney. The event is taking place from the 21st to the 23rd of July at the Star Event Centre in Darling Harbour. So I'm curious as to how they'll stage this, because we're trying to, you know, legitimize this sport and make it entertaining for people beyond just sitting there in a big room with lots of other people and watching it on a screen.
Yep.
And some of the stuff I've seen from, you know, a whole bunch of other, you know, esports events, they can look pretty impressive. What are they gonna do at the Star Event Centre, do you think?
I imagine it's just gonna be, they're gonna line up all the pokies just in one big row,
Right.
and then they're gonna hire 1,000 grandmothers and with $1,000 coins, and they put them all in at the same time and hit the button, and it's just lights.
The only events I've been to at the Star have been like fancy charity dinners. Do you reckon they'll have like round table seating?
I think it is
And,
the
like,
exact opposite
A
of what
drink
you just
service,
said.
and people can just be like,
Well, considering the last massive esports event that we had here was IEM, and when I went there, everyone was drinking beer out of a shoe, then I'm guessing it's going to be the opposite of that. I mean, they are really going to put on a show, though. It's pretty cool that this is the second huge international esports event that we'll have in Sydney in the space of just a couple of months. And Australia actually has a semi-decent chance of getting through this group stage.
really?
Yeah, every time there's a World Cup, like if it's the Football World Cup or whatever, Australia always seems to be placed in the group of death.
Who are we up against though?
We're facing off against Italy, Sweden, and
the
Portugal.
Swedes.
Yeah, so the Swedes are the ones that we may have a bit of trouble against. But if we can beat them,
See,
and
it's
even
very
if not-
cold over there. They spend a lot of time indoors.
Right, okay, yeah. But we're also a lazy people, so we can't be bothered going outside
true.
anyway.
That's true.
But if we do get through, then we've got to face off against Finland and Spain in the next round, and that's pretty tough.
Yeah, and we've got some pretty cool stuff planned for that as well. So if you're going, we might see you there.
Yeah, we've got some pretty cool stuff. Moving on now to our final story, and EA want your body for the next 10 years. EA's VP Patrick Soderlund has called Anthem, quote, the start of maybe a 10-year journey, which could mean we're about to see an Anthem game every year for the next decade, or hopefully it suggests MMO-style rolling support for the game once it launches in 2018. Steffi B, are you ready for every game to have a 10-year plan?
I mean, not every game, but for a game like this, I think it makes sense.
Yeah?
I think they should be pushing for longevity, and if you're going to get attached to characters and really, you know, into a world, think about, I mean, Mass Effect, that was 3 games, but that spanned a decade, and everyone was so emotionally invested in that game, well, that series from the start to the end. I think it's great.
I don't know, I mean, it's the same feeling. This is what Destiny said. Destiny came out like, we've got a 10-year plan. Like, you're gonna be playing Destiny forever. And while totally, like, I want these games to be like that, I just feel like we're at a stage right now in video games where it's not enough to just put out a good game. You need to put out a good game, and you need to have a DLC plan, and you need to have a multiplayer thing, and you probably need some sort of like longevity thing attached to it so that you make sure that it's games as a service and it's not just like this narrative component. And that I really just want people to focus on making a good thing. I'd be happy if Anthem gave me just 1 month of fantastic content.
Really?
Yeah, and well, like, obviously I would want to be playing it more, but I would prefer 1 awesome month than a couple of years of Destiny style where, you know, you just fall off and you end up repeating the same content.
I disagree. I think,
Really?
Yeah, I think for a multiplayer online experience, you know, you want to be getting as much bang for your buck as possible when you're playing online with friends, because otherwise, you know, that joy just ends because you've done everything.
I totally agree with that. I just mean that I would rather it be great than them to come out of the gate and go,
okay.
we're doing this for a giant amount of time, so we're spreading stuff out.
You think they're going to be holding back the good stuff so that they can drip feed it to you slowly over the time and then just pad it all out with fetch quests?
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You could be the lead designer of Anthem right now.
Well, I have more faith in them than that. In other news, IO Interactive is so confident they're not going to go broke without the support of a publisher, or as I call them, the man, that they've made the Hitman prologue free. The whole prologue location, including story missions, escalation contracts, and thousands of player-created missions, can be downloaded through Steam.
And speaking of Steam, the Steam summer sale starts on the 22nd in the US, so that'll be Friday here in Australia. Couldn't come at a better time because there's almost nothing to play right now, except for threes.
And someone beat threes. There's not much more to this story other than the fact that I had no idea you could beat threes.
And here's what's happening on other screens. Fans of the Sherlock TV show may be waiting a while to hear if there's another season coming, but we do know that the show's creators, Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss, are putting their spin on another public domain character, Dracula. Same format as Sherlock, a miniseries of feature-length episodes, and though not confirmed, it may be set in modern times. Stephanie, you like old shit? Are you excited about this?
I love old shit. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it.
I like old stuff, but Dracula...
I mean, it's just that there've been so many
I
interpretations
know.
of Dracula.
I know.
You know, think of some new, old stories.
Yeah, even just pick a different vampire.
Plus, you know,
Frank, Dracula's brother.
I love the original Anne Rice Interview with a Vampire. Like, to me, that's more of a classic, controversial to Bram Stoker's.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I would like to see where that's going, because I think they're making finally an adaptation of that.
Yeah.
A good one, not one with Tom Cruise in it.
Oh, blasphemy! That film got me through high school. I don't even know what that means, but I loved that movie.
The best thing about that film was Kirsten Dunst. She was amazing. What an actor for her age.
Oof. Well, there's a bit of a harsh qualifier there at the end there for the Dunst. But I know you love Star Wars.
I do.
I hear there's bad news about that.
There is. Directors of the standalone Han Solo film, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller of the Lego film fame, have left the project. A statement by the pair said they were leaving because our vision and process weren't aligned with our partners in this project. We normally aren't fans of the phrase creative differences, but for once the cliche is true. We really are proud of the amazing and world-class work of our cast and crew.
This can mean only one thing. They wanted to make Han Solo Lego, and Disney just couldn't afford the rights.
And now that the spot's open, Peter, I imagine you'll be submitting your CV this afternoon for director.
You are not allowed to go.
Well, that's it for today's news. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel where this afternoon we'll answer some of your burning questions about Destiny 2.
And remember, tomorrow afternoon, we are streaming on our Twitch page from 4 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/screenplayau.
Yes, and on Friday, we are doing our first live answer at 3:30 PM on Facebook. So you can ask any of your burning questions in the comments below, and we'll try and get them answered.
And we'll answer more of them on the stream, because it's live. So you can ask us stuff, and we're definitely live, and I'll eat more chips to prove it. Also, you can follow Screenplay in all of these places. All our details are also below in the comments. And it is time to hand over Lawrence. He gets his Twitter account. Well done, Lawrence, and everyone who followed him. He's got a couple of hundred followers, so now he feels special. Unfortunately, he's working from home today. I was planning on a nice little ceremony.
A whole ceremony.
Yeah, but instead I'm just gonna have to send him an email. So
it's a virtual ceremony.
I sent him the password. So now he's responsible, and anything that comes out of that account, it's on your shoulders, mate.
Well, I'm Steph.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you every weekday for the rest of your lives.
But for now, we will leave you with this clip from Titanfall 2. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in and blow you up.
Running for the
Oh no.
I love the wall running in this game.
This is not going to be good for that team. I didn't even know you could die when you're in the helicopter.
He's gotta get on top. You've gotta get on top.
Oh!
You know what he's gonna do? Grenade!
This is so unfair. This should be cheating. If this was a Grand Theft Auto game, I mean, they'd pull.
Oh,
they'd ban
look at
this
him
guy.
gloating as the evac plane crashes down.
I don't like that. We just watched a bunch of people die and get all unhappy because they thought they were safe.
I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so blue.